Whoops. What's up, everyone? I wasn't on my starting soon screen, so we're just gonna hop right in because we don't need a starting soon screen. We'll just start now. I also plugged my mic in like a minute ago because I remembered I need a microphone. So we'll hang out for a sec. See who wants to hop in here. Let me turn this volume down for me. Hello, everybody. So we're gonna do a CP3 to the Bulls swap. So I got a couple of photos of Candace Parker. Figured there's a couple different ways we can go with this. So like we've got this great photo. This would be a really nice just like action shot. We got this nice photo of her getting guarded. And then here's another photo of her getting guarded. What's up, Chris? So what I kind of wanted to do is I wanted to do this photo initially. Because then I could have like, I could just flip this photo like around. You know, and have like Giannis guard her. So like if I, B is for brush. What's up, Alina? So, you know, I could like, you know, do one of these. Where then she's right here. You know, posting up against Giannis. So we might do that. I don't really know which way we want to go with it. I was trying to find really easy, not easy, really nice photos. I don't want to do that one. We'll do this one. All right. So I did a lot of jersey swaps recently. So I said, we'll do a jersey swap on the stream again, see if we can get one done. So the first thing I like to do on a jersey swap is I personally like to cut them out. That way, if I edit anything or stamp tool anything, it's all within the same container, which is the person. So we're going to Photoshop her to the Bulls. So I don't know what Bulls jersey yet. Let's look up some photos real quick. So like here's photos of Zach LaVine. And we've done a jersey swap of the Bulls before, so like we'll probably do the classic, the classic here. Classic red. So we'll do that. So I'll just download that photo. We can use that as a source later. We're mainly going to use that for colors to start, and then we'll figure it out from there. This one we might do a little different based on the jersey. So the jersey is already light, which means it'll be pretty easy for us to change the colors. And it might have been Joe Johnson actually, was doing a jersey swap a while back. And I sort of implemented something they use in some ones I did recently, and it worked out well. So we're going to do that. So I'm just getting this base selection. I'm going to go in and refine most of this in the select and mask. Hello, Alex. Hello, Jack. My nephew got a new race car bed today, so he's very excited about it. Look at that. Nightbot doesn't know how to spell your name. Spelled your name wrong, Alex. All right, so we'll go in here. I got a little fix for the hair. We'll do something a little differently. I hope this doesn't lag like it has been on stream recently. Kind of annoying. Whoops. Uh-oh. I opened up music. Hold on, let me quit out of that so it doesn't break everything. All right, so we're going to cut out CP3. And I'm going to just call her CP3 the whole time we do this because she's CP3. And then everybody who sees that I put CP3 in the title can get all mad that I'm not doing Chris Paul. Wow, Sister Lol online. Wow, they're really on it with these random ass Russian bots. Kind of weird. That must mean I'm doing something right. If I got all these, if I get the Russian bots coming, that's how you know you're doing something well. So how's everybody doing? I had one of my busier days. This week I'm actually like super busy. Like I probably should be working on some stuff and not doing this, but I like doing these. It's like the only time I get to do sort of creative personal projects. So that's good too. Like I looked at my Instagram and I was like, yeah, there's not a lot of personal projects on here anymore. It's all just everything I've done on the stream, which is fine. I just then need people to understand that these everything on there was done in 90 minutes and they weren't multiple day, projects and whatnot. Let's toss a poll up for the 8 of you. Who do you want to win the Super Bowl? Question mark. Bungles, Rams. Ask. So I live in Dayton, Ohio, so we're near Cincinnati, and I don't really know who I want to win the Super Bowl. Because I like Cooper Kupp. It would also be funny that, Matt Stafford and Aaron Rodgers would have the same amount of Super Bowl wins, and appearances. That makes me jolly inside if that information was true. But then on the other hand, my brother has a bunch of really nice Joe Burrow cards that would just go up in value if the Bengals win. So, it's a win-win scenario. Leonard Floyd also plays for the Rams, who the Bears drafted in 2016. We did not exercise his 5th-year option. I don't think we had the money to, but he's a good player. So what I'm doing right now, clipping this out. I didn't realize, I probably should have just done this before. But I was going to have you guys help pick and choose what we were actually going to do. But then I just did the executive decision of I'm going to do whatever I want and go from there. Really what it is, I think if I am able to get this to look good and realistic of her combating or posting up on Giannis, or Giannis posting up on her, whatever the basketball lingo is. Giannis guarding her, I think it'll look really cool. And shouts out to RV Oliver II, who suggested this. There were other decent suggestions. A lot of people wanted me to do Harden to the Sixers, which I don't think has been confirmed yet. But then, Tyrese Halliburton just got traded from the Kings, which is wild. And then CJ McCollum is going to the Pelicans. Sadly, Obi didn't get traded yet, or Julius Randle didn't get traded yet, so we can't do a celebratory swap of that. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to figure out what part is, just her knee and just her, I guess they're not socks, her compression shorts or compression pants. And what's the background? I guess clear the background. We'll just cut this out. Cut. Cut. That's what I want you to think of whenever you're using the quick select tool and you're cutting something out. Just think of Popeye saying, yeah, cut. All right. Let's add a little bit of eyebrow back. Okay, that's pretty good. So we'll clip this out. Save this real quick to the desktop. I'm going to go back here. We're going to right click this. We're going to replace contents. Candace Parker scaled. Sounds good. Let's delete this real quick and put this down here. I just want to see actually how big. I want to see what I actually want to make this composition, because I think I'm going to tweak it to be like this. Let's just make it a 4x5 sideways, like that, there. It's weird just how wide this looks, even though it's the same scale. Or it's the same ratio, it's just sideways. It's just kind of weird. All right, so there's that, there's this. Okay, we've got Candace here now. So we've got Candace there, so I'm gonna quit out of this smart object and go into this one. So this is what we're gonna use as our base for the jersey swap. So I'm gonna contract just 1 pixel in, delete the layer mask, mask it to there. So here's the mask. Okay, so like there's a hand right here, so that's bad. But what is this photo of Giannis? Like, can we fake a hand in there somehow? Yeah. So we'll probably just like find a hand and toss it on there and just put it right there. But we'll Photoshop some of that out. So I'm going to turn this into a smart object first so we can mess around with it and everything will be a-okay. All right, so what do we want to start with first? What I'm going to do first, make a new layer, clip it to the bottom. We're going to grab our stamp tool. There's a couple different ways you can do this. There's not much on here, so I'm just going to use the stamp tool. You could highlight this area and do like a content aware fill. But we want to see what is on a Bulls jersey. So this is the Bulls jersey. So what do we need to take off? You know, take off the normal stuff. I was checking to see if I wanted to take off this or not. And I think we will. So I'm just going to hit S. I'm going to hold down the Option key, and it's going to select an area. And then I'm just going to paint over the area I want to replace it with. And I'll do this. The way I'm doing this is I'm trying to follow the lines of the fabric in the folds. It's like this light line right here I'm following, so then I can mask there. This area is pretty much the same. I might make it a little bit bigger. What is the hardness on? 0. Okay, good. So I can click here, make my way up. Maybe I click 1 up here, make my way down. I click from a couple different spots just to make sure that it doesn't look like I'm actually repeating it, which you can get when you do these a lot. I'm having some fun lag issues, so we'll deal with that as it goes. So I'm gonna grab right here, click, 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 click. And I might grab down here just to get rid of some of this area. You can see it lagging a teeny bit. Sometimes I'll grab a brush and set my opacity to like 30%. That way it just lightens it up a little bit or darkens it up a little bit, and it doesn't actually, you know, if I did it right here, there's dark and light, which I don't want. But I can go down here and do like 50%, and it'll coat it. You know, it just takes a couple more clicks than usual, but it'll cover up that area that we're looking at. All right. So we're going to go like this. If you guys have any questions about jersey swaps or how I like to do jersey swaps, you know, you can let me know. I might be able to highlight something a little bit later in the video. I think NBA swaps are pretty easy. Depending on the jersey and the folds, that's really the main thing you have to worry about with basketball. I did a bunch of I did a bunch of football ones, and helmets are a pain in the ass. It's like this will be a nice reprieve from that. I don't like how much this is lagging. And we're going to cover this all up with like a giant ass Bulls logo, so it doesn't really matter. We mainly just want to get rid of... It's funny, it doesn't lag when I just click and drag, you know? Basically want it so if you zoom out, you can't really tell that it's a jersey swap. So that spot was a little too dark, so I just grabbed somewhere that's light at 30% and painted on it, and now it looks fine. So I'm going to follow this curve, or this shadow, of the jersey and where the fold is, and we're just going to click, you know, kind of do this. And you want to do it in, I would say, sort of shorter strokes. That way you don't hit any of the line. You don't hit any of what you're trying to mask out. And that way you don't have to mess up areas you don't have to. But, you know, my Photoshop's lagging a little bit. So, like, we've got a little repetition here of some areas that should be fixed. So we'll go down here. Grab up here. I like to grab further up somewhere of where I'm pulling down. So I'm going upstream from the fold, essentially. And that's the area I'm going to hit. No music tonight. I can hear the music. Hold on. You guys, I think I need to figure out my OBS because none of my cool sexy buttons aren't working. So you guys just hear me. I hear the music perfectly fine. But apparently you guys don't. So that's poggers for sure. As they say on the internet, it's probably just super scuffed. I'll have to do some testing. Hopefully I've got some time by the next stream to figure that out. But yeah, that's annoying. What if I go over here? Do you guys hear music now? That's weird. Yeah, you kind of need the music or else I really have to talk. I noticed that on the last stream though. I was like, why did no one tell me there was no music? So I appreciate you telling me that there's no music. Because then, oh, hold on. Look at my sound. Oh God. Hold on. I'm breaking everything. Yeah. Huh. I'll have to look into that. So until then, just hear the nice dulcet tones of my voice, and hopefully you don't fall asleep from this. Yeah. Yeah, you realize when you check the VOD afterwards. Yeah, I was checking to see, because, like, these buttons, like, I'm going to play one, it's going to be super broken. So, like, that's super broken. No, OBS is not pulling the desktop audio. It should be transmitting just a... it's playing an audio file that just loops. I moved a bunch of, I moved a bunch of crap off my computer, but I didn't touch that folder. But I think I just need to go in and play with some settings. I'll figure it out because you guys can hear me, but then like my stingers and stuff like that, super broken. So I need to fix that. Yep, OBS literally, that's what it is. OBS is just breaking for no reason. I would try and fix this, but we have a jersey swap to do. So this area is a little more difficult, mainly because my computer's lagging. Should probably do this. I've got 30%. Let's do 40. Yeah, let's just see if I can find it. I think it might be file types. I think some file types that just got like super broken. Yeah, I should probably content aware for this, but what I'm probably gonna do is I'm just gonna go like this. Okay. So I just like relinked it and now it's working, so that's fun. So good. Now you don't have to listen to me Avalon about things. You can be more silent. Really, I can just find something that's like a similar shade and just go bop 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 bop. So that's so much easier than these jerseys are so much easier than like football jerseys. Like shoulder pads on football jerseys are so annoying to Photoshop out. And they're so intricate too. I usually just do a full swap of those. So I'll just be like, all right, it's a full transplant of the jersey or of the shoulder. All right, so I probably should Photoshop this out, but we'll figure out something else to do there. Okay, we're gonna make a new layer for no reason actually, because I'm just gonna Photoshop out this purple. Photoshop, 100%. Photoshop. Okay, I probably should have hit this photo with a little bit of some effects before, but it's fine. NBA basketball image. Actually, no. Where are we at? Here we go. You're a basketball. This is something I didn't do on the Justin Fields swap I made, and people got real butthurt about it. And I was like, I really don't care. It's I was like, the draft was 2 days ago, and I did this, so deal with it. So for this, I'll actually swap in a different ball. There, look, ball swap. Blah, 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 blah. So I think I just need to reload everything into Discord and it should work. Let's convert this to a smart object. Let's have this mask to here. Just move it up slightly. You guys need to make it slightly larger. You know, I'm not even going to mask it today. I'm just going to make it slightly larger and rotate it. Try and kind of match the shadows just a little bit. Then I can mask out this area just for fun. Hold on. Well, Dave, here's the thing. I restarted my computer right before I did this. So, I really don't know what it is. So it's really annoying. Let me save this real quick. Okay, let me just quit out of Photoshop. I don't know what it is either, because why is this still here? It's because music's probably open. I'm trying to force quit out of it. I don't even use that. All right, let's open up Photoshop again. It's weird, some stream days are fine, and then some stream days it's screw yourself. We don't want your Photoshop to work. It makes no sense. But that's streaming for you. 2500. Oh, it's a Command Option Escape. Comes in very handy. If you need to know what a keyboard shortcut is, I probably know what it is. Because I use them all the time. Nah, it's just a fluke. I reset my PRAM before I did this, so who knows. Anyway, alright, so what we're gonna do now. Is that cut out? What is that? Is that just on her leg? Is that what her leg looks like? There's random spots where I'm like, oh, what does this look like? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay, so now's usually the time where I would just do a gradient map, change the color. Yeah, it's always Adobe's fault. I'm just gonna blame Adobe the whole time. So I'm just gonna clip this, toss this up here, and make sure this stuff actually clips. Okay, so this is what the color we're going for is. Now I could go in here, and I could go in and just change the hue and saturation. you know, I can go to the yellows and just select all the yellows, and then I can go here and just change like the hue and saturation of it, add the saturation in, make it darker, but I don't want to do that. It's not how I like to do this, so we're going to use a gradient map instead because gradient maps are awesome. I'm just going to have it do it on the whole thing. Actually, I'll put this in a group that is masked to the outside. So then what we're going to do is we're going to use this as the template for it. So I want dark spots. So I'm going to zoom in and be like, okay, that's dark, but you need to make sure you don't have the mask selected. So we're going to go here, click there, that's good. Then we're going to come in here, click just like a midpoint. And then the issue with this is like, there's no white on a jersey like this. You know, it's technically just like this. It's like, that looks okay. It doesn't look as realistic because I want to add actually in some full black and drag this out. So we're going to darken up some of those areas. That looks pretty good. What I might do is I might hop up here and just lighten this up just a little bit. But the thing is, it's lightening up the top end of that color, and we want to darken this whole thing. So I'm going to hit OK, but what we're going to do actually, is we're going to put in a gradient map on here that's just black and white. Not the trash black and white that they use, a good black and white. And I'm going to darken up the whole jersey. Kind of like that. And we'll put that in the same group as this. So then when I put this gradient map on, I can actually get some of those darker colors, and it looks a little bit better. And I could use a couple of those to just slightly darken it up more and more. So I don't need this to be over so much. I can play around with these to see what looks good. Like, this looks fine. I don't think this looks bad. It looks okay like right now, but that's because we need to only paint the spots that are yellow. And it'll look much better when it's not covering the whole thing. So we'll go like this. Now, I probably could do... Let's try something. We'll try something just because we want to. I'm going to select, I'm going to go to color range, and I'm going to select it's weird. Hold on. There we go. Select color range. So I'm going to select all the yellow and just keep clicking inside her jersey like this. Now the issue, as you can see, it's grabbing this. So I'm going to do localized color clusters. That works a lot better. So it's doing it in just sort of clusters of color. Not perfect. But I can hit OK. And then I can go in this gradient map group and delete it out. And then, you know, most of the work is done for me now. Now, I wanted that to get the edges, which it didn't do, so we're just probably going to have to go back in here. Most of the time, it's better to just do it manually yourself. I'm not too worried if I go over that black too much, just because there's black in the gradient map. So it shouldn't really bleed over too much. So we'll just go up here. I think that actually looks pretty accurate. What happens if we go over it? Yeah, you can see it darkens it a little bit. So we do need to go in here and be a little bit more precise. We do want to sort of bleed over the edge a little bit, just so we don't have any sort of yellow fringe. So there's a little bit of yellow you can see there. And there's some right here. So I'm just going to use a harder, or a softer brush, just to get on the edges there. Go back over here. Edges, edges, edges. We can get the insides later. The insides are the easier part. Just get the edge here. So a nice soft brush actually works really well with that. So there's all this crap around her hand. I might want to be a little bit more finite with that. But using a slightly soft brush can actually help just get around those edges. This area is a weird area, so I might have to go back and revisit that. We'll just do this for now. I guess it looks terrible, so we'll just... That's why color range... That's why I don't use color range, really, to do this. So I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to make sure I have all the areas I know I want to be red, and then it'll make it easier for me to come back in with a slightly softer brush to do this. And as long as it looks kind of okay, I think I can have some areas exposed. And we can fix some of that, so we'll do that later on too. Oops. Alright, so we just need to make sure we have the right thing selected. I'm going to do this whole area because we're going to try and just find a hand to put in here and hope we can find one. I'm going to tweak the hardness of this a little bit to go here. I go up her arm like that. Follow the same line. Maybe take it back out a little bit. And that's the advantages of using like a gradient map like this, is you're just basically revealing or covering up a mask. We're just masking or unmasking something. So it makes it really easy for us to fix mistakes. The issue right here is like there's this big sort of shadow. I think part of the thing too with jersey swaps is you really want a high quality image. So this image actually isn't as high a quality as it should have or could have been. But that's on me, you know. I could have spent, you know, another 30 minutes looking for photos. Oh, that's right. We were going to do something different for this. We're still going to do that. So I'm covering the whole jersey red, even though some parts of the jersey aren't red. So we're going to figure that out and fix that along the way. But that's the thing with NBA swaps, is you should be able to get a, you know, I can get a decent looking one done in the 90 minutes we're doing because of how less of things there are. Yeah, like this looks fine. You know, this looks okay so far. We haven't done anything to make it look egregiously awful. We're probably going to make these socks not white anyway. Oh, and I can just cover all along the back of this because we're masking out this whole part. So that's advantageous. So this is what we've got going on now. Pretty solid. Now we can go in and tweak some of the other areas. Now what I'm going to do first though is we're going to decontaminate some of these colors. Now I don't know what the bottom of these shoes look like. I don't know what color they're supposed to be, but I'm going to make them the brightest white you will ever see. And I'm sure I could do some research and figure that out, but I'm not going to. So there. And the shoelaces are now super white. White shoelaces. Probably a better way of doing it, but I'm in a rush. Some sort of selective color layer or slight adjustment. We're going to erase. I don't use the eraser tool like ever, because everything's usually a smart object and I usually just mask things out. We'll do that. We'll go over here. We'll fix this one. Yeah, see, like, I feel like the sole of the shoe is, I think it's pink. But we're going to make it blue. We're going to make it, not blue, we're going to make it white. I think I might change the colors of her shoes. No, I'm not going to do that. See, now I'm thinking, do I even want to do this? I wanted to fix her shoes because that's what I would do, but I think her shoes are actually just purple. So maybe I'm not going to do that. All right, never mind. Okay, this is when I would find some source imagery of... It'd be nice to find a person in the same... Like this. In the same pose. That's actually pretty close. Save image to downloads. Where's this at? There it is. So this is going to be nice for the middle areas. So we're going to pull this up here. And what I was going to do was a couple different things for the shoulders, or for the trim. So for the trim on the Bulls uniform, you can see it's just white, black, red, white, or white, black, red, black, white. So I was just gonna go in and paint that. And the way we were gonna do that was with gradient maps. But I could probably honestly just take this and just copy them. So I'm gonna duplicate this, get rid of it. I'm gonna just grab the polygonal lasso tool just to get a rough selection of this. And we're gonna convert this to a smart object. And with this smart object, we're going to... See, I don't really need to trim the outsides that much. I'm just gonna go like this. I really just want to get rid of anywhere that has his skin on it. So we're just gonna follow it closely up the edge. We're gonna supplant it on there. What I could have done and what I have done in the past, and we'll see how bad this looks, and we'll do it a different way if I think it looks terrible. Okay, that is now a smart object. So this is starting here and going up here. All right, so we're gonna go to Puppet Warp, and we're gonna see about puppet warping this. So this is about the normal middle part. So we're just gonna cover it up over there. Looks good there. We're gonna grab this area. Yeah, oh, okay, I didn't grab the pin, sorry. We're gonna tuck this under there. Kind of like that. That's nice and tucked in. We're gonna grab another pin, put it right here. We're gonna grab this pin and see what we're doing here. I want this pin to be right here. And then we're gonna just move some pins along the edge like this. And we're just gonna move it up like that. So something like that. And what we can do is, if we just put this in a group together that is clipped to the outside, then it's clipped. But I just want to move this up slightly. I want to see if this is the clip or if it's the jersey. So there. So that's one edge. You know, it's okay. It's good, not great. But that's because of just shadows on it. So we can go in and fix shadows later. I think it's a little bit the puppet warp. I need to move this over slightly because I need more white showing up. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the pin on accident. If you hold down the option key, you can rotate the pin. So I just want to rotate it like that and then move it over just a little bit. One more, there we go. So there, shoulders in place, looks good. Good, great, grand, wonderful. I need to go to the adjustment layers, go to selective color, just for this, because the colors don't match, so I need to make it brighter. So to do that, I'm going to take away some cyan. I'm going to add a little bit of black, which should bold it up a little bit, and that looks better. And then we can just group these together. And then with a pretty soft brush, go in and just sort of kiss the edge of this. Like this. And then down here, I'm going to use a harder edge, and I'm actually going to erase all of it and then just really make sure it has a nice sharp stopping point down here. I'm going to use a brush that's pretty soft to get rid of some of this. I think we're going to cover up this area anyway, so it doesn't matter. So there's one shoulder. Now what we can do, because this looks a little odd to me, is what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in here with our stamp tool. And I'm going to Photoshop some skin. Okay, so I want to see, I don't know what the issue is, if the issue is the mask of that or if it's the mask, or if it's the shadow on here. So the shadow on this is what is throwing me off. So I'm gonna do the hardness at 100%. We're gonna go in and we're gonna just trim. Okay. See, it's not that though. It's lying to me. Oh, you know why? It's because of the gradient maps. So on top of the gradient maps, what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to Photoshop. It's going to get rid of that shadow that's there. And basically this is just allowing me to clean up these edges a little bit. Because that looks way better than the other one. And it looks okay because the issue is these photos have slightly different resolutions, which can be a bit of an issue. So we'll do the same thing up here. So we'll go in here, grab this, click, 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 enter. We're going to crop it. We're going to cut it like that. I'm just going to move it over here. And this is where we can go in and erase a lot of the outside with a brush that's 100% hardness. This is one way of doing this. A different way that we could theoretically do this is use the Cruddy pen tool and just kind of follow the lines of this like this. You know, and like use this as like a color layer or like a selection for a gradient map. I think that's what I did on my DeMar DeRozan one, or not my Lonzo Ball one. But for this one, we'll just do a complete transplant. Just because that's what we did on the other side. So I'm gonna cut this one a little closer. Kind of like that. Okay, so we'll move this over. We're gonna turn that into a smart object. We're gonna line up the bottom here. That. Okay, then we can go to Puppet Warp. Oh, you know one thing I might want to do is change this expansion from 2 to like 5, and it'll move out the area from how tight it is. I think that usually helps. So I'm just gonna put 2 points. I'm going to put a couple points on here so I can move this around to begin with, and then it doesn't move the whole thing and rotate everything like a crazy person. So I'm gonna put one down there, and then I need to figure out where this curve is. Okay, so it's like that. It really comes straight down. You just move it around to see where I actually need this to go. So I need it to go like right here. Let's move this over just a little bit. There. Other than resolution, that looks pretty decent. Other than the resolution, because the resolution, not so great. So we're going to copy the same selective color layer, toss it on there so it can blend in. And then we'll just group it together, and then we will use a softer brush. I'll just do like 42%. Like this. Photoshop it out. Now ideally, we're going to add other effects to this, so it's not really going to matter the resolution right now. One thing I do want to do though is on this layer, I'm just going to Photoshop out this little edge area that I didn't do. And I'm just remembering right now that the pain in the ass of these jersey swaps for the Bulls are the shorts. So that's going to be fun, and I'm not going to enjoy it at all. It's pretty much what's going to happen. Oh, good. We got some bots hanging out still. Okay, hold on. What is... Okay. I wonder why her arm looked like crazy and like psychotic. Okay, let's fix that. Thank you all for showing me that it was giving her some tattoos on her arm that she does not have or own. That's better. I'm sure it's in a couple other spots, but we shall fix it. Remove. Get out of here, Warren Davis. There you go, you know. Could look better, could look worse. Duplicate this again. So let's take a look here. So I'm gonna use this for these guys now. I could honestly find higher resolution images maybe and use those. But these are working just fine. Man. Loving it. So I'm going to turn this into a smart object. That way the bounding box is down here. And I can tweak it however I want. And we're going to put it all in here. So I can grab this selection. Put that there. And we'll just mask around this. This soft brush. Soft brush. Kind of like this. I'm not worried about that white because we're going to use that as a reference point for this. Because I do need a collar. The collars are different. The collars are different on NBA and WNBA jerseys, so we're going to try and fix that. Yeah, so these bots usually hop up once the video's posted. Usually the first comment on one of my videos is that. It's some trash they put on there. But I guess they're on here, or they're on the live stream now, so that's fun. It keeps us on our toes, and it keeps us honest. How? I don't know. It's just a thing people say. So we might have to get cute with this. Nah, but her face is covering it, so it's not that big of a deal, so that's good. Let's make sure her face covers this area. Go like this, go like this. Now this isn't one of the like sexiest videos, but it is informative of how some people could do jersey swaps. I don't know how everybody does a jersey swap. They probably, one, don't try to do them in 90 minutes. But, you know, sometimes the time calls for you to do it in 20 minutes. Or 30, not 30 minutes, or 90 minutes. Like if you work for a team during the NFL draft, I'm sure there's some times where it's like, hey, we need you to jersey swap yada yada into yada yada because he got drafted. Alright, so I've got the base of the bottom good. Like this is a good spot. Move that up, we'll move that up. This area up here is going to be a little funky. So I'm going to toss this way back there. Where's this edge at? Okay, it's right there. We'll put this right here. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Alright, so we're going to toss this up here like that. I don't know how good this is going to look. Yeah, it looks kind of goofy. Mainly looks goofy right here, where this point is. Like some weird hard angle. Oh god. Delete. The issue with using the puppet warp sometimes is it can be a little glitchy like that. See you later, Kevin. Or Kevo, I should say. Thanks for stopping by when you did, aka right now. Alright, so I'm going to use a hard brush right here to have this go around her face like that. Then we're going to group this together, and we're going to use a softer brush. Right click to 53%. Then we're going to blend this in like this. Kind of like that. So there we go. So there. You know, it's okay. Good. It's good, not great. Save. We'll go back here. Here's the final. Here's where we're going to put it. So what I like to do is I like to do some of the editing now. And then we can tweak some stuff. Keep tweaking things along the way, because these are all smart objects, so these are all going to change with us. So we'll create a clipping mask, set this to color. Hop into this camera raw just a little bit. Doing a little bit of editing. Oh, these are actually pretty good numbers, so I'm going to keep those the same. Really, I just don't like the resolution of this photo. I think that's the main issue of what that was mistake number one. Not finding a higher resolution photo. So I'm just going to get a little bit of the noise reduce. That's actually pretty good. Not a lot. I want to go to hue and saturation. A lot of this is overcasted from like the court and stuff. So I'm going to clean up her eyes and teeth a little bit. Just desaturate, add a little bit more lightness. Invert, zoom in. Oh god. Use like a 20% brush to really just kind of lighten it up. They don't need to be piercing white, because I want this to be realistic. It's just more, hey look. They're white now. CP3 swap. CP that. So I mean, so far it doesn't look too bad. We got some stuff going on down here. Let's find a nice Bulls logo to put on there. So I'm gonna go to do this. If you haven't done this before, Google Advanced Image Search. So who's number 3 on the Bulls? Chicago Bulls roster. Usually I'll try and just source images of someone who has the same number. Now no one is number 3. Tony Bradley is number 13. Bulls number 3 history. Boom. Okay, who wore player 3? Recently. Oh, Devon Dotson wears it. Devon Dotson. So we're going to go to Google Advanced Image Search. Search Devon Dotson for like 4 megapixels or higher. And it's going to be all that. Because he was a rookie last year. So I'm going to do time and do like the past month. And he just got waived, so he's active, so that might be hard to find a photo. So let's do Tony Bradley. feel like the hardest part is going to be finding a 3 to use. Here's the back of a jersey 3. Here you go. Here's a 400 by 600 photo of Tony Bradley. Is it even on this page anymore? Is this a screenshot of a photo? No, okay. So up here we can see all this scaling crap we're gonna get rid of. We're gonna get rid of this that does that. There, that's better. Now we have our 3. Now the 3 is gonna be real fun to put on here for multiple reasons. One, like I said, low quality photo. It actually might be kind of fun to put on here. We'll see how this is going to go. It's also at like a completely wrong angle, you know, for this jersey. So I'm trying to use I have a hotkey on my mouse. It's not working. So it's like that, but really it should be more like, oh god. It should be more like this. Scale down a little bit. So this is what it would look like kind of on the jersey. I'm just kind of guessing right now. Usually what I do is I take a thing like that. Okay, so that's where the 3 is on her original jersey. So maybe we can use that as like a guide. You know, sort of dragging these around, tweaking the perspective a little bit. Kind of like that. So this is where the 3 goes originally. We'll put it right there and see where that is on this jersey. It's not a terrible spot. I think it would be a little bit lower on the Bulls jersey. So let's put it there for now. Usually when I'm trying to find a front photo, I will just search the most popular player. You know, DeMar DeRozan Bulls. Now I should probably search Zach LaVine because there's more photos, but I'm just gonna search, you know, I'm gonna do 6 mega pickles and see what happens. See? Boom, that's all I want. Just want this big Bulls jersey. Nice in the front. This is actually perfect. So we're gonna open this into new tab, go here, look at that. Perfect. Save image to downloads. Great. Alright, so we'll go here, we'll toss this up here. Is it actually larger than this photo? No, it's not. See, like, this photo of Candace is, like, deceptively large, but it's still a little grainy. Okay, so we're gonna go like this. We're gonna grab Bulls. Bulls. We might be able to... We'll probably grab the logo here as well. I could probably grab this too, but I already have one on here. So I'm going to set this to screen just so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to turn this into a smart object so the bounding boxes are in the inside like this. And then drag up, drag down. A little bit like that. A little bit like that. It's pretty close to the top. It's about 2 inches down. This is, you know, this is a little high. So I'll make this a little smaller and move it down just a little bit. So I think that would be pretty accurate. So then the 3 would be further down from this. But I need to make sure it's at the right angle. So yes, it goes like that. So this sort of does that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just tweak this up a little bit. Kind of like that. I think that might be a little bit better. But where's the L on the jersey? The L is almost dead center. So I think I need to move this over just a little bit like that. That's better. Okay. So now the 3 looks terrible because of how it is. You know, it probably needs to be lower like this. We'll take a look at the 3 in a sec. All right, so we're going to set this to normal. That's fine. We're going to Photoshop out a lot of it. Wow, what is this at? I'm just not clicking. I'm like, is that 50%? Should be good enough. So really what I need to do is I need to fix the coloring, which we've done before using selective color pretty easily, and it didn't really take a lot of time. Okay, that looks fine. Let's grab a selective color, and we're gonna apply it to only that. So I know initially I need to add red. I think I just need to make it darker overall. I think I can do that. And then we'll just group these two together. Probably name this bowls. Should probably name some of these layers so I can go back and figure out what I'm doing. But I can go in and just kind of hit some of these areas that are a little difficult. And then what I probably should do is take an adjustment layer of curves, drop down the drop down the brightness of it, and just kind of hit this corner like that. Just hit areas that would have some shading on it, kind of like that. Save, go back. And then magically it should appear. Well, that's no good. Save. Oh well. We'll figure that out. Not a big deal. Alright, so we got bowls on there. We're going to put a hand here, so that doesn't matter. We need the advertisement. I'm going to delete the layer mask. Let me just delete this. Thank you, Chris. It's going a little... Honestly, this is going a little rougher than I thought it would. But jersey swaps, like the better jersey swaps, I would say, really do... You really do have to take your time with them. Like, why is this photo so small? Like, I just don't understand. You know? How large is this photo? How large is this photo? Oh, that's the problem. Oops. Hold on. The resolution's 300 is 72 instead of 300. So I'm gonna do that. Resample. I'm not gonna resample, so it's gonna be the same pixel size. It's all in the details and it's all in the lighting. So this is huge now because I'm not in freaking 72. Who's it? What's it? This is gonna be so much easier now. Everything just got much easier. It's in the details. It's also in the lighting, which is what we would theoretically do in the Giannis Who's it? What's it? But I want to make sure we can actually get to that point since it's already 8 o'clock. Okay, it's just straight across, almost underneath it. It's like right here. I just want to move this down like this. We'll just kind of scrunch it up in there. Honestly, don't think we're gonna finish this. Where we're at right now. I don't think we're gonna be able to finish what I want. But we can do most of the jersey swap at least. So we'll toss the same selective color on it. Go like that. Come out. It's not too bad. I might just need to... Yeah, they think I just need to hit some of these edges a little harder. then I think it'll blend in a little bit better. Full's good. Come back here. All right, where's the saved to? Yeah, you ready to see this break? Watch. We're going to replace these contents with these contents, but this is 300 DPI. Oh, it didn't break completely. That's fun. Well, there you go. So now we did that. Save, quit out of this one. Then we'll just double click on this one, which is the smart object, and then it will edit and finish. Except my eyeballs are in the wrong spot now. So I gotta go in and fix my eyeballs. Okay. Back here. This is where we're at. The top part's pretty much done. We just need to get the 3 in the right spot. The issue with the 3 is a couple things. A lot of it has to do with the fold of the shirt, which is a complete pain in the ass. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to use the polygonal lasso tool and just hit the really dead corners of this, essentially. I mean, this is a 3 that's on a jersey, so it's real blocky. So theoretically, I'm helping the jersey by cutting it out like this. Clickety click, clickety clack. Also, by the way, if you're interested in my 3D slabs, my trading card slabs, those actually just went live like a couple minutes ago. So you can go get those if you want. Alright, let me turn this off and on. I don't need this selective color because it's not doing anything. Okay, let's take a look at what we're looking at here. So what I think I'm going to do... Oh, I wonder if I could just do that. I'm going to convert these back here to a smart object. I'm going to duplicate this. We're going to drop this on top of the 3, like that. We're going to set it to multiply, but we're going to give this its own gradient map to make it black and white. But we're really going to make it dark. So then we're going to really make it light. We want to add a lot of contrast to it. I need to hit OK because I need to go like that. Okay, I need more contrast. I went too far. What happens if I go like that? Okay, that's bad. That's good. Okay, so we're going to take this, convert it to a smart object, and then only apply it to the 3 and set it to multiply. So we didn't adjust anything, but all the shadows match the background, which is actually something I've done before. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach this to the bowls too, and go like that. So now all the shadows are the exact same as underneath it. That is something I think that can come in handy when you're trying to do something like that. Because I can go in now and adjust this 3 however I want. And I'm actually going to... Oh, I got rid of the shadows. That's why it looks weird. Something like that, and boom. That looks actually pretty good. Now what we probably should do is like warp it a little bit to follow it, but we're not going to do that because we're running out of time. So this is what we're looking at. Looks cool. Okay, now we're going to do the annoying part, which are basketball shorts. They look like that. It's like, this is why they're annoying. It's because the Bulls have like this fringe. I guess we can do this part pretty simply. You know, that's not too bad. It's really this area. Let's see what we need to do. I'm just going to grab the rectagonal marquee tool. So really on the edges, I need to... I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. I don't think I need to put this decal on there, which is nice. So I might be able to fake it. I might be able to fake this pretty simply. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down here. I need to label stuff. Okay, red and dark. Is this red? Red. So I'm gonna grab everyone's favorite tool, the pen tool. We're just gonna draw like this. We're gonna draw like that. Come right here. Boom. We're gonna use that as a selection. And we're gonna delete the red from that area. We're then gonna draw, I guess I could use like the polygonal lasso tool. Go from here to here. I'm actually gonna go, it would just be easier to use the pen tool because you can do curves. So we're gonna curve on this line here, but then we're gonna cut around the back like this because the back is actually white on it. And then I can just kind of cut over like this, cut up. I just want it to be somewhat the same height as that. It just kind of looks like that. I think that's good. I need to hide this so I can see what I'm doing. So there, now that's white and that's white. That's a good start. But what I want to do is I want a gradient map that is black and white, but a normal black and white that's whiter than everything else. Kind of like that, but not so pixelated, but that's something I can fix later. And I only want it to be in this area. Delete, go like that. Only mask this area. There. So now it's white. So it doesn't look great, but it looks like how it looks. So since we have this gradient there, I'm just gonna take the pen. I'm just gonna follow that line. I'm gonna try and put this in the dead center. It's gonna lag a little bit and come back. So we're gonna go like that. Okay, that's fine. That's what I wanted. This actually isn't what I wanted to do, but this is gonna work out just as well. So we're gonna make just the stroke of this red, and then we're gonna set it to multiply. We're gonna duplicate this. We're gonna take this. It has a stroke of 10. We're gonna give it a stroke of 20, and we're gonna make this stroke black. And then we're gonna convert that to a smart object, and convert the top to a smart object, and we're gonna select this one and mask it out from the bottom. And now, boom, we have a red stripe, sort of. So I think what we'll do is we'll take that, delete layer mask. We will select, modify, contract 1 pixel, and then we will mask it out and invert it. So there, boom, stripe on the short. Look, just like the other guys have, right? Just like the other guys. It's exactly the same. Doesn't look fake at all. But this is a nice way to do it if you have a crunch, if you're in a crunch. So we'll just draw a line from the dead center, draw it up here, try and match it, put it in the middle. Stroke of red, multiply it, convert that to duplicate it. Hold on. Grab the second one behind it. We'll do 20. Make the stroke black. I want to just make sure that the edge of it is actually going past the short, so it hits everything like that. Convert to smart object, convert to smart object. Select this one, select, modify, contract 1 pixel, so we can get rid of it like that. I guess I could just put them in a group together. Hold on. That's silly of me. Set these both to normal, group them together, then set them to multiply, and you don't have to do any of that. And then I can go in and mask out the areas I don't want. So I don't want it to hit there. I want it to actually seem like her pants folded over like that. So there, boom. Good, great, grand, wonderful. One done. Let's do the other one. So the red, I'm just going to go in here and I'm just going to use a brush because this is a weird area. So I'm just going to go like this. Try and naturally draw it in like that. Perfect, great. Is it perfect? No, but it is. That'll help solve some of the issue up here by the hand, which is nice. Just make that white. If I use the same size brush when I do this, it should theoretically stay the same size like that. I can just hit X to paint back in spots that I messed up. And boom. I think I can select that. And there, make it super white from the gradient we had. Great. All right, so now we can do this the super easy way we just learned theoretically. I was gonna say, I hit a hotkey a while ago and opened a bridge on accident. So we're gonna go like this, draw nice lines. I'm just gonna click in the middle. I can't see what this is doing just because it's white, so we're gonna fix that. Okay, so this is a stroke of red. Now this is at like an angle, so we're just gonna make it like 4. Now theoretically, should probably, there we go. Give this different widths, but I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so we're gonna convert this to a point, but it is a point, so we're not gonna point it. We're gonna convert it to an actual curve, so we can curve it up and around like that. So to fix the issue of us not, making it like a tapered edge, is we're just going to duplicate it. Oops, only duplicated the area I had selected. We're going to duplicate it. We're going to take this bottom one here, and we're just going to move it up. We're going to take this, we're just going to move it over. We're just going to make it slightly thicker in the areas we want. And then, you know what, we'll just duplicate it again. Grab this down here, drag, drag, drag. Boom, look at that. Duplicate all of them below. Give them black. We'll just increase the stroke a little bit. Kind of like that. See how that works out. Group together, set to multiply. Good, not great. So look like that. I do want to fix this little tiny area right here. I think this is a smart object. Crap. So the issue with making things smart objects is if you want to tweak them like a little bit. Like I just want to grab this corner and move it out like that. Okay, it worked. Good. I'll group those together and just cut off the edge. Like that. Okay, so that should be pretty good. Should be a pretty solid jersey swap. Oh, I didn't do the belt. Should probably do that. It's the same thing, stars in the middle. Okay, so we're gonna take stars from him. Hey, look, jersey swap, done. Okay. Okay, it's right there. Great. Could have just done that. Just gonna zoom in right here on Damar's crotch real quick. Grab these. Hey, look at that. And we'll just kind of twist, superimpose them right here. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to turn this into a black and white gradient map and just set it to multiply, because that seems easier than what I'm doing. Black. So I want black to be black, but I want anything else to be super bright. Kind of like that. I can set it to multiply, and then boom, there you go. Group together. And then we can just get rid of some parts like that. That is great. Okay, so now we need to go down here to this red again. The red. I'm trying to think of the easiest way to do this. Gotta figure out where her belt is and where the jersey hits it, which is kind of hard to see. I think it goes all the way around. Okay, so we'll have this go all the way around like this. We're just gonna do the same thing we did on the lines on the shorts. So this is a little easier because it goes to like, I guess it goes up here maybe? Might be a little bit more difficult than I thought. I can go back and fix all this with just like straight lines, so I'm not too worried about it. Kind of like that. I don't know where her belt would hit here. Probably like that. We take that, invert it, delete it from here. That doesn't seem right. Hold on. There. I don't know what that did, but it just did a whole bunch. That's way too bright. Dear God. Alright, so I'm going to take a brush, set to 30%, and I'm going to paint that back on, kind of like that. And then on the sides here where it's darker, I'm going to paint it on with like 1%. Okay, bowls, great. Go bowls. Pen tool. Coming in like this, coming in hot, kind of like that. Fill, none, stroke, red. I think it takes up a good amount. We'll just kind of go like this. We'll do 6. Duplicate it. Set the back one. We'll set that to black. Set that to like 8. That's not enough. 10. Great. Group these together, set them to multiply, and then we can mask out parts that are going to look dumb, mainly just right here. It looks okay on the other side, to be honest. Okay, so we'll take our pen tool again, right here. I don't know where this goes, you know, just like kind of goes up here. We'll have it go like this. There. We'll give this 6 with a fill of nothing with a stroke of that. Duplicate it, take the back one, make it, what, we made it 10? Make that black. Group these together, set it to multiply, and we're gonna cut out a lot of this one actually. Okay, there. That looks better. Go back to the original, or not the original, go back to the scene we would theoretically have it in. Here's Candace in the Bulls uniform. Okay. Let me just inform upon my wife. I'm going to go a little bit longer. So I really want to make this, I really want to put this into a scene. So what we're going to do is we're going to, oh God, what happened? I think I duplicated it. We're going to convert this to a smart object. And then where's that photo I had? Here you go. All right, so we're going to flip this around. I did on accident and then did that. So we're going to do like that. We're going to completely, we're going to ignore a lot that's going on here. for the sake of just having Candace look cool with Giannis. So they're easily going to be the same. Obviously, they're the same size. So what I got to do is I got to butt her up right against Giannis like this, because that's where LeBron is. So we need to get rid of LeBron. So that's the issue with this photo. So we're going to do just some real dumb photoshopping. You know, like this. Just erase this background. We're going to make it, this guy's going to be the most famous person on this photo. Because we're just going to Photoshop him a whole bunch, because I guess I could cut Giannis out and we can just put them in a scene. That might be better. Oh, let's just do this. Yeah, I want to do that, but then I want to move it up like this. I really just want a rectangle. I think that's actually what I was trying to do. So instead I drew not a rectangle. There. This is kind of what I wanted. I want this, but I don't want any sort of stroke around this box. Okay. So move this down. We will pull this down slightly like this. Good. So I can turn this on and put it behind it, but really all I want to do is Photoshop out LeBron's foot. Kind of like that. And of course his foot is in the middle of the freaking court, but this is actually where her foot is, so I don't need to worry about that. And it's only selecting layers below this. So it's not going to select anything that has to do with Candace, which is kind of cool. So I guess for this guy's leg, oh, this guy's leg's not going to be in it because I turned this on and boom, look at that. All right, so now I need Giannis back. So we need Giannis to be on top of this. So let's cut out Giannis really quick. Cut, cut, cut. Cut, 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 cut. Like I said, Popeye. And we're probably gonna have to Photoshop right in here on the leg, so we can figure that out. Cut, 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 cut. Here, we need this leg. We'll fudge that. Make it look how it looks. You know, I kind of need this part. So we'll see what Selected Mask has in store for us. Oh, goody. Okay, well, this is Giannis's leg. His leg looks like that, right? Sure. I need his shorts. I do not need this leg. This leg goes like this and then cuts over. And then this gets cut out, because who cares? There. Great. All right, so we'll cut this out. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Appreciate you guys hanging out and watching me do this. Hopefully you guys pick something up along the way. That's the whole point of these. For me to make something that might look cool, and then for you to pick up a tip or trick or two using Photoshop in 90 minutes. You know, if I had the time and ability, I would, you know, do this for hours for you guys. Giannis's hair is going to be bonkers. We can fix that. I said the same thing about Candace's, but didn't fix it yet. So we'll go ahead and actually do that. Click, click. This is going to be on like a kind of dark background, so I kind of don't care about that. I don't know what in here I need to keep. So I'm going to go like that. Because I know Candace is pushing pretty hard over. We'll pop this up like this. Some of these. I'm not going to pull a Tony Huynh. I'm going to actually cut out the shoelace. Tony works for the magic. He likes to joke around on Twitter about not cutting out shoelaces. So whenever we cut out shoelaces, we're winning. And when you don't cut them out, you're winning. A wonderful joke. All right. Couple weird spots. I honestly have no idea how this is going to look based on how I'm clipping out Giannis, just because... Oh, I have this smooth on way too much. Let me go like that. Just because I don't know what I'm looking at, because we've got this big black box behind it, where I should really put some other like Bulls fans, or superimpose them in somewhere into the United Center instead. But I might do that off stream and just do this sort of on stream. And you guys already have the bulk of what I did. You know, we already did the jersey swap, but this is how I would put it into a scene to make it look somewhat more realistic. We're basically just going to have her butting up against Giannis to try and get by him. We'll say that looks fine. So I'm going to save. Okay, I can't save. See, look how bad that clip is. See how bad that looks? All right, let's select, modify, contract 1 pixel. Delete layer mask. See, it looks so much better. All right, so we're going to save this to the desktop. Got this here. We're going to replace these contents with this, which I figured that would happen. We are going to make a new smart object via copy and then delete the layer mask. I had 2 of the same smart object, so there you go. So that's better. Can I just set these to like multiply or something like that? No, it just looks real weird like that. Maybe we'll make it a color or something. I need a hand to put there. Like, so the question is, how do you search that? You know, like I searched Giannis guarding to find that photo. But to find, I need a hand, you know, coming at you, a right hand that is basically arm checking someone. So I could search like NBA arm check. You know, is these going to be like, okay, I was like, are these going to be just like tattoos of people? And I'm sure if I knew the actual lingo, it would help. Like, I literally don't care what it is. Like here. Kevin Farrell and Aaron Kraft. Come on. I know you're a larger photo than that. See all this crap at the end? You don't need that. You delete that and then boom, magic giant photo. Okay, great. My sister-in-law is gonna love this because she loves Aaron Kraft. A fellow Ohio State alum as Aaron Kraft. Okay, so now we have this hand that's gonna go right here. I'm gonna turn it into a smart object and make it a little bit larger. So to make sure it actually covers up all we want it to cover up. Like that. Okay, we'll mask it out. I'm gonna put it into a group first. And that group is going to mask out her arm. Like this. So I can put it back in against her arm. And we're gonna match the color to Giannis to make it work and darken it up, so that's not a problem. And we can take this one and go like this. Looks a little funky actually, but we'll make do. We'll figure it out. I'm just kind of like, I don't know if this in theory would work. We're just kind of making it up. Gotta make sure these clips don't look like trash though. Okay, his hand's going like that. This finger's going like this. Give him a little bit of a manicure. Like that's not, it's not great. It's not terrible. But what we can do is we can put a curves adjustment on top of it, and we can darken the crap out of the back area and the edges. Like this. And then to match the skin tone, I'm honestly just going to make a new layer, select his skin color and kind of go like that and just change it to color or hue. I never remember. Color, hue, color, hue, color, hue, color, hue. Do color. Let me see what we got going on here. What is that? Is that Candace or is that? I don't know what this is. I think something's not clipping. That should be a nice hard edge like that. Alright. Great. We're going to ignore the hand for now because it looks bad. Shh. That's our little secret. That hand. Okay, so we're going to take Giannis. We're going to go to the adjustments. We're going to do a little bit of a curves layer. Drop it down. Invert it. And basically, with a really soft brush, go like this and just add shadow against where she would be. Kind of like that. I think this is a way that can help.